that's why I say Will. He just kind of floats above all the drama. He made a post today on Instagram where he was just like, he goes, "Here are my thoughts on things," and he just did some crazy graphic. It's almost like he's chilling because in the end, there's not an unhappy ending to this story. If Jada and Will get back together or they get a divorce, it's a little sad, but it's not like this heartbreaking story. They're both going to be fine. Financially, they're going to be fine. I think, pretty sure they got a good circle around them. They don't seem too crazy. Everything's going to be fine. But I get it. Jada's selling a book. And I don't think, you know what? I'd rather go and give Will his flowers. Because, man, there's not too many people that have more emotional crying scenes in movies or TV shows than Will Smith. Is there any in the history of television? Is there any better scene than when Will's dad comes back into his life, that episode? Ben Vereen came back, and he was a truck driver. And Will got all excited, and he started to turn on Uncle Phil a little bit. And then in the end, his dad, he realized who he really was. And his dad just left him again, hanging. And then Will was like, "How come he don't want me, man?" And started crying. I was like, oh, my God. I go, that scene? I can't think of another scene in television history that makes me cry like that. I cry every time I see it. I can't watch it with anybody in the room. I remember when it came on, the first time I saw it, God, it must have been 19 or something. I was bawling in the living room. Just especially, I'm a guy who related to that. My dad never showed up growing up. And now I'm watching this episode of Fresh Prince. I was like, oh, and that was before you could tape stuff and there wasn't no TiVo or DVR or none of that. There wasn't no internet that you could just look it up. You had to wait. That episode was so good. I used to know TV so well. Before I was on TV, I knew how TV works. So you might have 20 episodes. So I was always like, okay, let me just time this. When they start repeating episodes, when reruns happen, I'll know when it's going to rerun, because the way TV used to be, it would run the whole season, and then like over the summer, it would start to run again, the repeats. And once the repeat happened, so let's say that was the 10th episode of that season. Once them 10 episodes are done, I watched Fresh Prince religiously. I didn't miss one episode. When I saw they started to run reruns, I said, okay, I got 9 more weeks, and then that one's going to be there. And that's when I had this is how good this episode was. That's when I had a VHS VCR tape, and I had it ready to record. And I recorded that son of a gun. Oh, my God. I was like, so I could just watch it over and over again. And I think it was very relatable to me having a dad that continually disappointed me growing up. I was just like, whoa. I think that's why that episode hit me so hard. But, man, I don't think there's a better – and I'm trying to think. Webster can make you cry. Remember Lil Webster on Friday night? Webster can make you cry. I'm trying to think. I don't think many other shows could get to me like that. Man, that was a good episode. There was the gun episode on Fresh Prince that was good. That was a good one where he almost shot Carlton and everything, or Carlton had the gun. Somehow Will was in the hospital. I can't remember. That was an emotional one, but man, that Fresh Prince one. And then it just ended with the camera on the statue, and you could see Will really, man, that was such a good episode. And then, Pursuit of Happiness, when Will's in when they tell him he's got the job, he's going to be in the law firm now. He just starts, he goes in the crowd, middle of San Francisco, raises his hands up. I'm like, oh, God. That was unreal. That made me cry. I'm trying to think, what are some other ones that Will could just, oh, you know what? Hold up. Let me find all of Will Smith's movies. I know I'm forgetting. There was more than 2. Will's made me cry numerous times. A few things about Will Smith. He can make you cry, and that movie's going to run in a full sprint at some point in every movie. He just breaks that into a sprint, whether it's a slave movie, I Am Legend, any of the action movies, Bad Boys. He going to break that into a sprint at some point. Let me see his. what am I doing? I need to go to Wikipedia because I am forgetting some. I named 2 movies off. I Am Legend was so dope. It really made me cry, but there's only a few actors that can pull off what Will Smith does. Like, I Am Legend was just basically him. Castaway, Tom Hanks, just him. There's not that many actors you can watch just be by themselves and not talk a lot and still be completely enthralled with it. Definitely Will and Tom. I'm trying to think. Leonardo could definitely pull. I mean, Leonardo didn't talk much in The Revenant. He didn't talk a lot in that. He was just chasing the guy and trying to survive the bear. Let me see. Is there another Will Smith movie that made me cry? Okay. About Independence Day. I don't really cry on that. Enemy of the State. Nah. Wild West. Nah. Ali didn't really make you cry. I, Robot. Hitch. Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, made me cry. Woo-wee. 7 Pounds was good, but I didn't cry a lot in that. I didn't get emotional like I thought I would. Men in Black, I might have cried, but I don't remember. It's like not Suicide Squad. Emancipation was good, but I didn't really cry in that one. But man, that Fresh Prince one. I mean, that's enough. Those 2 were enough. The Fresh Prince one though. Anybody that's a diehard Fresh Prince fan? You know.